What's up, guys? Derek from Legendary here. In this video, I'm going to do a little art interpretation. Scrolling through Facebook and saw a homie post one of his pieces that he spent a lot of time creating, and kind of inspired me just looking at it to interpret it. Art can be interpreted in many different ways. That's what makes it pretty cool. So I thought I would jump in and do this. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos. That being said, let's go ahead and dive in. So this piece is called Universal Thoughts 3. It's part of a project that my homie did on the Solana blockchain. He created NFTs and put them up for auction. This one sold at an all-time high of 46.9 Solana, which at the time was $1,536.09. So this was just a piece he put up. I don't know what his thoughts were, behind creating this piece, but I was just looking at it and got inspired to kind of talk about my interpretation of some of the things I'm seeing in here. So first of all, this looks kind of like a journey, right? So I envisioned the viewer of this art piece as the snail. So obviously we're going through life slowly, right? It's a slug or a snail, so we're moving kind of slow, and death is holding us down. Our finite existence is weighing us down, so we're carrying that on our backs through our journey, right? And you can notice in this first area where we're at, it looks kind of like we're stuck here, right? Because there's no clear path to get to where the gym is. And this gym could be, what motivates a lot of people, but also feels out of reach for a lot of people, because you can see you would have to kind of bridge this gap somehow. And also notice the explore the process, which is kind of the title behind this whole piece. I found it interesting that some of the signs are pointed backwards, so it's kind of unclear on the direction we should take in our life. So that was interesting as well. We also have some mind expansion here. So it's possible that maybe if we took this down, this mind expansion, we could maybe bridge this gap to get to the gem or the diamond that's, looks beyond our reach. But if we actually stretch ourselves and expand our mind, we could actually begin that journey that so many never even start. And I consider this kind of the end goal. It looks like this is the conclusion of the journey, right? But also I considered that maybe each spot might be an end goal for someone. Maybe someone is looking just for peaceful relaxation here under the tree with the swing. It kind of makes me think of a family. So maybe these are also just, moments in time or portions of our life that we go through on our journey. And as you can see, as you bridge across here, this wasn't the end goal, even though some people just think that it's all about riches and wealth. That's not the end goal. Look how far the journey is, after that. Again, you have more mind expansion here, and some people might even go back to where they started. Also, this is another one that looks like it's hard to attain. This could be like the ultimate wealth or a representation of that seems so far out of reach. No matter what you do, it seems hard to get to. And then I noticed here this door. It looks like once you get here, you could go through this door and maybe pop out here. And this is like the biggest spot that's close to the end goal, right? But if you look at this, it looks like kind of death, and you see this cut down tree, like a wasteland almost. So it looks like as close as you are to your end goal, that could be the hardest time. And maybe people get here and feel downtrodden and depressed, even though they're so close to their goal that if they would just keep pushing on, they would finally get there. And look at these fields. They look ripe to be planted, and you could see something fruitful grow if you would just make the end of the journey, right? And so that's what I got from this picture. It looks like kind of like a wasteland, like you've journeyed so far already, and now it feels like it was all for nothing. You know what I mean? But again, you have the mind altering substance here to potentially push you forward. This doesn't necessarily need to be mushrooms. It could be creativity. It could be inspiration. You know what I mean? To keep going. And then again, you see the blossoming. So that gives you more strength to push on here and eventually reach your destination. This looks like the ultimate destination. You can start to grow. You can start to expand. You can start to plant, reap, sow, harvest. And then again, along the journey, there's pizza slices hidden in there, which is a cool little Easter egg. But also I looked at how infinite the universe is and how somewhat small and meaningless our complete journey in existence is in the overall scheme of things. So those were some of my thoughts. my interpretations of this art. I'm sure there's some pieces I was leaving out that I initially thought of, but those were the main things, and just wanted to do that review real quick while it was fresh in my head. But yeah, check out his artwork. You can go to CoachScottyRussell.com. If you're a creative, he does coaching, and definitely recommend jumping in some of his coaching programs, like the Side Hustlers coaching program. So he teaches people how to kind of lead a side hustle with their creative activities that can eventually replace their uh, full-time jobs and do what they love every day. So he did that himself. He's trained, lots of students on how to do the same thing, and highly recommend checking that out. Also, he has some projects on Solana, like I mentioned, the Universal Thoughts project. So yeah, check that out. Make sure to get in contact with him if you're interested in learning more. He does a lot of cool stuff. He's got a podcast, the Side Hustlers Perspective podcast, and tons of good episodes on there. So feel free to check that out. But with that being said, go support some art today. Get creative, free your mind, expand that joint, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay legendary.